What I would do to take away this fear of being loved, allegiance to the pain. Now I fucked up.
Hello people and welcome to another one of windsurfing tips videos. Today we are addressing the topic of slalom starts. This can be slalom starts or slalom foil starts, doesn't matter. Basically, this is for anyone who wants to start better on the crosswind course, on the crosswind start, which means it's not upwind, downwind racing, and that is a little bit different. So just to clarify, this is level 1. So the very basics of how to start well, and using this one simple method, you should be able to hit the start line within plus minus 7 seconds, I would say, every single time. So this method will apply to any time of the starting procedure, whether it be 3-4 minutes or anything else, but I'll just clarify that for both of these two, as these are the two most common ones found around the world and in international competitions. In order to start well, you need to know when you need to start for that, which means you need to have a countdown watch. Tip number 2 is, in order to have the time when you're starting, you need to be there to take note of it when the race committee announces it at the boat. So whenever you go out to the water to race and your heat is coming up, stay as close to the boat as possible. Even if you have to drop in the sail or be in the water start position or just sit on the board, make sure you are as close to the boat as possible so that you can take the exact time on your watch when the race committee lifts the flag for the 4-minute or 3-minute sign. From this point, the 4, 3-minute and other time windows will slightly diverge up until 2 minutes, and from there on it will be the same. Once the 4-minute flag is up, you should have taken the time, and now the time is ticking down to 3 minutes. So then you should start sailing into the course from the start towards the first mark. You should sail for around 50 seconds, I would say at around 60, 70, maximum 80% of the speed. Then at 50 seconds, so that will be 3 minutes 10 seconds left at the start, you should make a gybe, turn around and start slowly sailing back towards the boat. So we assume that the gybe, you're not pushing it too hard, is gonna take around 10 seconds. So you start sailing back the same distance that you came from, around 50 seconds left till the 2-minute signal. Now you're coming up to the boat as clock is running down towards 2 minutes, and the aim for all starting procedures, and this is the most important part, is to cross the starting line from the opposite end, which means from the course end, into the start preparation zone at 2 minutes. This is the key for this starting technique. If you are using a 3-minute starting procedure, like for example in IFCA or I believe in Germany and many other countries, then it's very similar. Just once you have taken the 3 minutes at the boat, you sail into the course for around 25 seconds, you do the gybe, and you come back towards the boat and try to cross the line. As I said, the important bit is crossing the line from the course end into the start preparation zone at 2 minutes. Now, the clock is running down from 2 minutes towards 1 minute, and you are planing from the boat into the start preparation zone away from the first mark. You should be going, I would say, at around 70% of the speed, and you should be going up until the clock hits 1 minute 10 seconds. Once the clock hits that, you do a gybe, which you're taking it easy. You're not trying to do even a planing gybe, so it takes around 10 seconds. So once you do a gybe, there should be around 1 minute left, unless there is a very specific course that favors spin or middle. Middle is usually not favored, middle is middle. I would advise for beginner starters, beginner competitors, to start from the middle up towards the boat as you will be able to see the boat and you'll always have a reference point where the starting line is. Here we are at 1 minute, standing or just slowly, non-planingly going towards the boat from the outside of the start preparation zone. And we are towards the upwind end of the preparation zone. You can even be slightly above the boat. Then, once the clock hits 50 seconds, you should start planning. So basically, do a few pumps if you need. If there's enough wind, just hook in the harness, pump a few times, and get into the front foot strap. And start just slowly planing. At around 40 seconds, you should start getting into both foot straps and accelerating to 60-70% of your speed, of your maximum speed. And continue going towards the start line. From around 30 to 20 seconds, you should get really comfortable in your stance and in your setup and start thinking about acceleration. So at this point, you're still at 60-70% of the speed and you are fully locked into your harness, your foot straps, everything is fine. You check your outhaul setting for the last time and make sure everything is prepared. Then from 30 to 20 seconds, you should start looking for some waves if you are in a wavy position and make sure that you're not stuck behind the wave at around 20 seconds. 20 seconds is the mark where you should begin accelerating from 70% upwards. The goal is to hit the starting line at 100% of the speed. And with normal slalom gear, it will take at least, I would say, 8 seconds if you're really good to go from 60-70% of the speed up to 100. So therefore, if you start at around 20 seconds, you can take it easy and slowly accelerate, and depending on how far back from the line you are, you can determine how fast you need to accelerate. So for example, if you were a little bit slow at getting planing at around 50 seconds and there was not enough wind or someone was covering you, then at 20 seconds you might want to start pushing full down, throttle to the bottom and go to 100% as fast as possible. Yet if you perhaps started planing a little bit too early or on the way from the boat to the outside of the starting area, you were going slower or you went shorter distance, at this point you might still be just slowly accelerating to 75-80%. Once you hit 10 seconds, ideally at this point you should always be starting to push to the max and aiming to hit the start line at full throttle. Basically, that's it. That's the method. This is level 1, so no fancy tactics against other competitors or choosing the part of the start line where you need to start. But just using this simple method, you should be able to start within maximum 7-second window every single time. Some guys might say that being 7 seconds late to a slalom start is a lot. And of course, if you're at high level, if KPWA, I completely agree. But this is just level 1. And then there are further tips and tricks as well as experience that helps you to bring that time closer to 0 every single time. But in my personal experience, for national level racers, just starting within the 7-second window every single time can improve your results on the course dramatically. A few comments that I've gotten from some friends and people that I was teaching this technique to is that, yeah, it sounds great, but I'm not confident in my gybes and sometimes I fall on my gybes and therefore I am late to the starts. And this is especially very true in higher wind, small board conditions, when it's harder to stay on the board. My recommendation for such situations is calculate the time that it would take you to drop the sail forward when sailing, jump in the water, and do the water start from the other side. So, how would that look? So, in this case, I would not go fully 1 minute into the course from 4-minute mark, but I would just stick around the boat up until the 2 minutes. So let's say I take the 4-minute time, I sail 10 seconds into the course, I drop the sail forward, I jump into the water, go from the other side, slowly pick it up into the water start position and just chill in the water start position for the next 50 seconds or so. So then, even with this method, I would aim to lift up the sail, get going and cross from the inside of the course to the outside, to the start preparation zone at exactly 2 minutes. And then if you're still not confident that you can do the last gybe and be in the right place at the right time, I would say go till 1 minute 20 is left up until the start. Stop, put the sail down forward, literally downwind from the board, jump in the water and literally pick up from the boom, pick up the sail, and you're right in the perfect water start position. If you try to do the gybe, the sail can fall in many different ways, and it can be hard to get the sail in the perfect jibing, in the perfect water starting position right away. If you drop it downwind, slowly and nicely, and you jump in the water next to it, to the mast, you'll always be in the perfect water start position, and this technique doesn't take more than 20-25 seconds. So, you drop the sail at 1 minute 20, you jump in the water, you turn around the board, you pick up the sail, you water start, and you should be right around 1 minute up until the start. So then you just chill around in one place without planing for 10 seconds, and you start continuing the normal start procedure as told before. I hope this helps for you to make your starts better. Tell me if it does. Let me know if you have any questions about this specific technique and methods. And make sure to like the video if you'd like me to do a level 2 variation of the starting procedure, where I'll add more details and tactics and techniques on how to bring your starting time down closer to 0. So, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see more cool videos like this that are useful and sometimes entertaining. And also, check out my Patreon page where you can support me and ensure that I can keep on making such videos in the future and hopefully raising their quality as well. Thanks a lot if you do. So thanks and see you next time. Ciao!